What's up guys, this is Toby and this is the new Dark Glass Electronics Infinity Combo 500. My name's Toby and I'm one of the bass players in the band The Omnific. And right here I've got the Dark Glass Electronics Infinity Combo 500. Today we're going to check it out and check out what it's all about. So what is the Infinity Combo 500? What does it do? It's a fully digital bass combo amp. All the processing is done internally and digitally, and it's very customizable. It comes with a Dark Glass Suite software which allows you to control every parameter within the amp via your computer or via the app on your phone. It comes with a digital version of all of these Dark Glass pedals built into the amp. And you can modify your bass sound by switching the pedals around within your signal chain or by just adjusting the settings on each of the pedals. There are also 7 cabinet impulse responses built in case you were sending it straight to front of house on stage or you're going straight into your recording software. So the combo comes with a 1x12 custom design Eminence speaker. This is the same signature speaker design that Dark Glass have in their other 1x12 cabs as well as their 2x12 cabs, giving you that signature Dark Glass sound in a tiny package. It's also super light, coming in at 14.5 kilograms. Even though the design is very sleek, modern and minimalist, every single button on the amp has multiple controls and purposes that links directly up with the Dark Glass Suite software. You can capture your bass DI and the tone you have coming from the amp with the pre and post DI outputs. You can also use this as an audio interface using the USB-C output going out the back panel. You can also just use this as a speaker by connecting your phone to it via Bluetooth, and you can just listen or jam to music. We're now going to play a few riffs using the presets that come stock with the amp. So here is the top panel. Starting from the left, we have the input jack to plug your bass into. We have the headphone jack to plug your headphones into if you want to practice silently. We have the preset button here. If you click that, it will swap between all of the presets that are loaded on the amp, and you can change all of these and customize these to your liking with all of these buttons here or with the Dark Glass Suite. Here you've got the input volume. If you press it down, it's going to light up this little effects button here, which is activating and deactivating the effects loop on the back of the amp. Here you have the drive knob where you can turn up and down the amount of drive, and if you click on it, it will cycle through the different Dark Glass pedals that are available. Yellow meaning the Leo bass, blue meaning the vintage microtubes, red meaning the microtubes B3K, and purple meaning the Alpha Omega. The level, which affects the level of the drive block before the blend. If you push it, then you can adjust the tweeter attenuation control. Over here we have the compression, which can adjust the compression amount. And you can also see on this LED panel here, the compression light up in terms of how much you're compressing. And you can push this down to turn it off, turn it on to be pre-drive compression or post-drive compression. Over here we have the tone knob. This affects the drive tone and the Octava filter. If we push it down, it selects between the drive and the Octava filter like that, showing the different colors there. Over here we have the drive blend and Octava blend. When it's red, it's in the drive mode blend, and when we click it down to turquoise, it's in the Octava blend. So you can turn the octave up and down like that. Over here we have the graphic EQ here, which you can adjust exactly how much low end, top end, and mid range you want to come out of the amp. And as I said before, this is going to represent how much compression is actually happening on your bass signal. But if we click this preset volume down, it will show us changing between all of the cab IRs, all 7 that are built in. And over here we have the master, turning up and down the bass amp with this, as well as we can mute everything by clicking it as well. There's also a tuner built in, which is represented on the graphic EQ. As I said, every single button on this amp has multi-function and can affect a few different parameters within the same button. On the back panel, starting from the left, we have the power on and on switch, as well as the AC input. You have the MIDI in, meaning you can change all of these patches via MIDI if you're doing some crazy patch changes live, as if you would with any multi-effects pedal. You can do it with MIDI very easily. The USB-C output, which means that you can connect this to your computer for the Darkglass suite, as well as use this as an audio interface. The post-DI out and the pre-DI out, using XLR outputs for both. This means that you can capture the bass DI as well as the tone at the exact same time. You got the line out, the line in, the effects return and send, and we've got the external speaker speak on output in case you wanted to send all these Darkglass tones that are in here to, say, a massive 8x10 bass cabinet. So here's a little look at what the Darkglass suite is and how you can control a few things within here. So up the top we can see all the presets here, and that reflects all of the presets that we could see on the hardware. Within the preset here, it displays the actual signal chain, which I think is really cool and really handy, so you know exactly where all the outputs are actually going. So you can see the input there and then go into the pre-DI out, and the pre-DI out on the amp that comes out is before any of the effects. It's honestly really nice the way they've laid that out visually. When first up, it's going to hit the noise gate, and if we click on the noise gate there, then we can see the parameters here and adjust it accordingly like that. We turn the pedals on and off here, and then it goes into the Octava, and again, these reflect the same on the actual hardware, but now we can control them and actually see what's going on more specifically. Then we've got the compressor. We can compress the amount, as well as we can select if it's pre-drive or post-drive. Then next up, we've got the drive stage, and here we can see the 4 different kinds of drives we can choose from: the Leo bass, the vintage microtubes, the microtubes B3K, and the Alpha Omicron. So within each of these pedals, of course, we can change all the settings here and kind of fine tune it exactly how we would if they were the real deal. And we've got these little back and forth arrows here, which also represent either compressing before or after the drive. So we click that here and it swaps them around. Click it back, it swaps it back. That's the exact same as this button here. We just click that, they swap around. We click it, it swaps back. After that, it's going to hit the EQ. And we can adjust all of these, and again, this is going to be the exact same as it would be if you were adjusting on the hardware over there. I can see over to my right that as I adjust this, it turns it red on there because something has changed rather than blue, and it would do the exact same thing for all of this, letting us know that there has been a change to a setting without it physically changing on the actual hardware. Next up, we have the preset volume, which is simply just the volume. And then here we can see all the different ways it's splitting out through the outputs. So if we keep going to the right, it's going to hit the tweeter, and then it's going to go down to the speaker out. But if we travel down here, it's going to go to the line out where it has not hit a speaker or a tweeter. It just goes straight out. So if you took that, you can actually bypass the cab and the cab IR. However, if we go down this one here, we go straight into the cab IR, going to the HP out and also the post DI out, which would be including the actual cab IR. So here is the cab IR stage, the impulse responses. They've got 7 here preloaded, including one from Nolly and a couple other Darkglass favorites, as well as some versatile kind of sounding cabs. I recommend this to anybody who's after the most compact version of the entire Darkglass sound. This includes all the pedals that are built in, as well as the cab sound of this 1x12 Darkglass speaker. Maybe you're someone who wants to try the Darkglass sounds and you want a convenient way to be able to have it with you at all times, or you're somebody who already knows that the Darkglass sound is really integral to your entire bass sound, and you just want to be able to take it in one spot rather than carrying a bunch of pedals with you to rehearse rehearsal and put your faith in the random bass amp that might be in the rehearsal space, and if that will really actually truly represent the Darkglass sound. With this speaker, you know that it will come out as clear and as accurate as possible if you're after that signature Darkglass style. The firmware is updatable for the amp and the Darkglass suite, so over time it's only going to get better, and the sonic universe of the amp is only going to continue to expand. Cheers for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.